The multi-platinum Grammy Award-winning Zac Brown Band will be coming to Charleston. Joining us is Chris Fryar, drummer for Zac Brown Band, and Caroline Jones will be rejoining the band as a special guest for their Out in the Middle tour kicking off in Greenville. It's great to have you both.
Thank you for having us.
Good to be here.
Out in the Middle, great song. That video resonates with South Carolina completely. Very all-American. Chris, maybe you can tell us just why your music resonates with your fans so much.
I think there's, in part, I think it's a degree of just down-to-earth sort of sensibility with the songwriting, and we're all just a bunch of regular guys who happen to have really amazing jobs. We really enjoy what we do, and the fans just somehow gravitate to us, which we're eternally grateful for. Right. And Caroline, you had opened for Zac Brown Band some years ago, and here you are once again performing with them. So how is that? It coming kind of full circle here.
Well, first, I can, as a special guest, as someone who's been invited into the inner circle, I can kind of brag on them more than Chris can. But the music resonates. I mean, they may be 8 regular guys, but they're each extraordinary talents, and they really have lightning in a bottle when they're all together. Mm-hmm. And people keep coming back to the shows year after year because of the diversity of genre and just shocking talent that is displayed on that stage. Like, yes, it's the Zac Brown classic country down-home American hits, but it's also metal and bluegrass and pop covers and soul covers and funk covers, and people are going to see that when they come out this year. For me, I'm just honored to be on the stage. I owe the Zac Brown Band the career that I have so far as a solo artist, and then to be invited into the band as I was last year after opening for a few years is a complete dream come true and a master class on stage every night.
Absolutely, being a part of that inner sanctum. But it's true, and you really hit the nail on the head there, Caroline, because the music, I think, is so relatable to a lot of different tastes. You know, that sound that you create, the words, the storylines, it's all something that we can relate to. But you yourself, quite an accomplished artist, but I have to say your upbringing seems quite the antithesis of country music, which you have adopted so dear. So tell our fans and our audience here watching exactly that trajectory into the country music scene.
I grew up loving poetry and writing. That was really my through line into music, was writing poems and stories. And I grew up in the Northeast, so I didn't grow up listening to country music. And I actually went down to Nashville for the first time at age 17. A manager at the time said, you know, your music's kind of country. And I was like, what? And he said, yeah, you should go down to Nashville. And I went down to Nashville, and I went to a show at the Bluebird Cafe. And I saw these songwriters tell their stories, just them and a guitar and a vocal and a story. And it completely changed my life. I just didn't realize that there was a whole genre of music. I mean, I'd loved Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell, but I hadn't realized that there was a whole genre of music where the storytelling and the authenticity of that craftsmanship is at the forefront, is the foundation of the house.
Yeah.
And just fell in love. I started back at the Carter family and went all the way forward from there and just fell in love with country.
And I love your song, Come In. That's a great song. And the video is fantastic.
Thank you. It's fun.
It is.
It really is. Now, Chris, the collaboration process between you and the rest of the bandmates, you know, to constantly kind of be reinventing yourself, I mean, yes, it must be an absolute blast, but walk us through a little bit of the creative process, if you will.
Well, to a great degree, Zac will come in and he's constantly writing and creating new material, and he'll bring it in and he'll let us take a listen. Sometimes it's in the earliest stages of development. Sometimes it's in the final stages of development. And so we get together in the studio and we just knock it out. It's a tough process. Sometimes it can be very emotionally trying, but that's part of the creative process. You want to put as much emotion into your art as you can.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. It's the most fun I can have without getting arrested.
Without getting into too much trouble, right? Well, Out in the Middle, you're going to be starting your tour in Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you for starting here in our neck of the woods, by the way.
I love South Carolina. You know, my in-laws live in Charleston, so we have so many people coming out to that show.
That's
It's
fantastic.
gonna be like the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, we're so happy to hear that. We truly are. Zac Brown Band coming here to Daniel Island. We're going to love watching you, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're back in 2 minutes.
Thank you, guys.